I always wanted to have children, and I knew before I ever got married that it might not be a possibility for me. My doctors had told me with my condition that I might not be able to have children ever. So for us it was really, really exciting to find out we were pregnant after so long. We went in for our gender ultrasound to find out we were having a girl. Everything was fine, and then just a couple weeks later I randomly went into labor. No idea what caused it, and all the drugs that they gave me couldn't do anything. So I had an emergency C-section at 25 weeks. She was bruised black and blue. Her legs were almost completely black because my contractions had broken them. She was just so fragile and frail, and she didn't look like she could make it. And they told us that her chances of survival were very low, and that if she lived, her chances of being severely brain damaged or blind or several other severe disabilities were very high. They lifted the lid of the isolette, and when I started talking to her, she turned her whole body towards me. She turned her face towards me because she knew my voice, out of everybody. She didn't, when the nurses talked to her, and she didn't move, but when I talked to her, she would turn towards me every time. And that was the first thing, I think, that kind of gave me the strength to keep going, because she needed me, Like, she specifically needed me because I was her mom. My emotions felt really unsettled, but my faith is what made me feel just moored. And I saw hope in looking at my baby that didn't look like a baby. She looked like Petrie from The Land Before Time. She was this tiny little pterodactyl baby, but she looked like life, and that felt hopeful to me. I found hope there. So even though things were bad and stormy around us, that hope is what kept us centered. That hope is what kept us feeling like we could make it through to the other side. She makes me laugh every day. She brings me so much joy. I think no matter what her personality had turned out to be, I would feel the sense of gratefulness that I do for her every time I look at her. I'm just so thankful that she's here and that I get to be her mom here. For me, it's so wonderful. She brings so much joy, I think, in her countenance and in her story. So my greatest desire for the book is that it will encourage anyone who is going through a really difficult time and struggling with that, that they could find a hope that anchors them in that time of struggle.